back. It's been a while since we filmed anything. This here is my military style Jeep trailer. Normally this would have a spindle hitch off the front of it. Someone has done some work and added a regular standard tongue. That won't work for me. I want to pull this behind my buggy because of the orange paint. And I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to take off with camping gear and throw this behind the buggy and go have some fun. So I'm going to modify this. I'm going to cut this tongue off and modify this to hold a spindle hitch that's taller that will work with my buggy. It'll raise this about 12 inches from where it sits right now, which for what this will haul will be just fine. So I'm going to take you along for the ride. We're going to clean this up, weld the new perch off, and then we'll come back and cut this old thing off. I think we're going to try and figure out a way to put a tongue jack in it, which may or may not happen because of how high this spindle hitch is. I bought a kit that comes in with a top plate, an adjustable tube bar for the spindle, for the ring to sit, and some gusets. So we'll take you along for the ride and show you what happens and what it takes to do this. So stand by. First thing we're going to need to do is grind off all this old paint and get her cleaned up for some welding. I think this is going to work. I'm beginning to think this is an old military trailer. I'm running into patches of the old original OD green epoxy style paint. Super thick and pretty resilient. So let me get the welder out and get some welding going. Let's get after it. And here we go. Pretty hot. Not too bad. Could be better. Could be a lot worse. That'll get bolted in. You can see the difference. Gotta work with a much taller buggy. Next step is going to be cutting this off, getting rid of that, and we'll be more military-like again. Everything's here for the e-brake, so we'll get that fixed up. Currently the cable moves, but the handle's stuck solid. But yeah, let's get some more going and see what we can come up with. All right, so I think we got her licked. It's all welded up, it's all solid. Even got the e-brake freed up, so it's towable. I ran out of paint. I'll paint the tongue of it blue to match the buggy. But yeah, I think that'll work for what we need to do with this. On the next thing, we are going to do a couple things. We're going to change the tires and wheels. Probably going to have to do something about the fender flares, because I think we're going to need probably 2, maybe 3-inch taller tire. Hoping something pretty easy like a 35. That wouldn't take a whole lot of work. Probably get away with just raising the fender flares up. Any bigger than that, I think we were looking at cutting and widening the fenders, and I don't think it's necessary on what this is going to do. Don't need a bunch of height. Basically, it's just those tent and cooler in, and maybe some lawn chairs, and go dink around the desert. So tires and wheels, and then we're going to look at the back of the trailer and kind of work on the tailgate. I'm not 100% sure this came with a tailgate. I have another one like this that's similar. I believe it's older. Well, I know it's older. My other one is a 42. This has a property of U.S. government tag, but it's not. It's definitely not a World War II trailer. I think it's probably Vietnam, Korea era, judging by this. But it does not have the data plate holes like my other one does. This also has square fenders, where my other one has round fenders. So I do believe this is older. I forget the nomenclature for them. I think one's an M1000 and the other one's an M something or other, which doesn't really matter for what this is. So I'm curious, might be annoyed that I'm changing this tongue, but I don't care. It's pretty rust free except for the beds. The floor of the bed's pretty nasty, like most of them are. But for what I'm planning on doing, I don't care. But back to the tailgate. I don't know that this had a tailgate from original. Parts of me thinks it did, and then there's other parts that make it look like it didn't. So we'll show you what those differences are here in just a second. So, obviously this is the rear of my tailgate. Held together with ratchet straps. which will not work for what I want to do. So the first thing that tells me that this may or may not be original, gate hinges. I have another civilian style trailer like this that does have it, and did have a gate, and it does definitely not have this style of hinge. The other thing is these gate latches. I don't think they're original just by how they are. The other part is this frame. It's older. They're putting it together with flathead screws and stuff. So I'm sure that this is it's been there a while, and so I don't know that I want to change it. It's just not original, and it's not as good as I would like. So, and then obviously the inside of it has this weird angle iron stop that is not, oh, I can tell right now this is not original. This is the first time I've been opening this gate, and you can see where someone has used a cutting torch back in the day. It wasn't even done with a grinder, it was full on cutting torch. So, I'm going to keep the gate. I like the gate. It works better for what we want to do this. I think we'll just modernize it a little bit. So, see what we can do and figure this out. Well, after banging on this thing a little bit, I know what I'm going to do to make this work a little bit better. I think I'm just going to leave these stupid gate hinges just because they kind of fit the trailer and they're solid. All the problems in the gate are in the fact that there's no real structure to it. But for me, I'm not going to be putting big loads on it or anything. So what I think I'm going to do is replace a couple of the bolts down at the bottom here, just to firm that up a little bit. And I think I'm going to use these latches that are broken, missing parts, and see if I can make those work with maybe a pin or a hook, kind of like a Chevy tailgate or something like that. The chains are here, so if I can rig up a hook, just hook through a little pin here, I think that'll work good enough. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, for today though, I think that's what we're going to call it. I'm going to go ahead and get some parts coming, and we'll show you the rest of this in the next video. We are planning on heading to Rim Buttes on the week of September 30th, or the weekend of the September 30th, October 1st. We'll be at Rim Buttes, myself and Mac, and then of course Kim and Hannah and Luke will all be down there and playing with the buggies, working with the Deschutes County four-wheelers for cleanup weekend up there at Rim Buttes. We'll be spending the weekend there and wheeling and cleaning up trail. So hopefully we'll get some real good video of some rock crawling and that trail system up there. It's a pretty awesome trail system. If you guys haven't been, you should go. It's definitely worth the drive. For us, it's about 100 miles, I guess, from us. Maybe a little tiny bit more, but not too horrible. I'm debating having this ready in time and driving it with a buggy and going up in the, just driving the buggy from here. But I did learn that part of that is in Deschutes County, which does not have the same laws as Lake County. So I would run the risk of getting the buggy impounded or something stupid, and so I probably won't be driving the buggy. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it works. But never fear, we will be using this soon for some camping. Maybe we'll go dump some bunnies, head out hot springs, something. I know we're getting into fall and winter. Outside it feels like it's going to snow right now. I think it's the 20th of September right now, and it's cold. Colder than I would like for this early in the year as it is yet. But that's the price you pay to live in Lake County. It's either snow or it's hot. But there is nothing else. Thanks for watching. Watch for the next one. We'll get some more of this, and we'll get the buggy down here and go try her out. I'm going to see if I can find some wheels and tires stick on here, and see if we play with it a little bit. Again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. You guys are watching the shorts. I love it. I know it's not a lot compared to some of the others, but for us it's pretty big. I had one. We're in the 4,000 neighborhood for views, which is pretty awesome. And hopefully we can get a lot more and make this something. Well, that's it for today. Again, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.